Much of my childhood was spent in a kitchen. My grandmother started cooking with me and my sister at a very young age. During the summers we would spend with her on Long Island, we would go to farm stands and buy fresh fruit, like plums and figs, to layer in big fluffy pies and tarts. I would watch, mesmerized, as she kneaded the dough. She showed me how to push and pull at it until it was the right consistency. Then me and my sister would take turns rolling it out onto a big wooden cutting board and hold our breath as my grandmother would carefully drape it over the pie tin. She always let me take my time arranging the sliced fruit in a big star pattern before my sister brushed the surface with a brown sugar syrup. My father taught me how to cook eggs when I was 11. We would wake up early to make scrambled eggs filled with cheddar cheese for my whole family. My mother and I tossed salads together. She helped me chop vegetables and mix dressings. It took me years to learn how to hold and use a knife without shrinking back in fear. Now I have built on the few dishes I could make when I was younger. I enjoy wandering farmers markets in Brooklyn because there are always new vendors to browse and the produce changes with the seasons. As fall comes, the stands are full of orange and green gourds, but in spring and summer, they stock cartons and cartons of fresh fruit. When I was little, we would visit every weekend, and I would look out at the bright colors and flowers from a stroller. I want to pass on these recipes to my children. I want to teach them how to cook with raw food, how to chop and saute, bake pies for their loved ones. I want to be able to feed my children the same nutritious food I was, and I want them to learn to appreciate good quality ingredients over processed products. I want to take them to farmers markets and encourage them to explore strange and foreign produce. But the fresh ingredients I have grown up on are at risk. Climate change is making it harder and harder for farmers to grow crops, especially staple ones like corn and wheat. Some farms are turning into dust because of extreme drought, while others are drowning in muddy dirt because of intense precipitation. The increasing levels of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere are weakening the nutritional value of fruits and vegetables because they lose some of their zinc, protein, and iron content. Our livestock, which we already deprive of nutritious grazing, will lose plants that are valuable to their diets. So not only are we jeopardizing our fresh vegetables, we are jeopardizing the animals that so many people rely on for protein. This isn't just upsetting for me. Every nation and community across the globe has built their cultures around food. There are entire religions with symbolism in foods, and even at the most basic level, family meals are a major part of life all over the world. Whether wealthy or poor, there is always great value put into cooking and sharing a meal. Without the literal flavor that food gives our everyday lives, society would lose a bind that ties so many people together, and families just like mine would be altered and scarred.